Hey everyone, this is Jason, CNCDXFfiles.com, here with another tutorial on how to do a master conversion of a mountain scene. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go File, use the drop down menu, and I'm going to create a new document. We'll just put master. Master mountain scene, we'll just name it that. Width 222 inches by the height of 222 inches. Hit OK. And so we have a new document here. We'll use this hand tool, click on it, click and drag, and we'll zoom in. Click and drag, and zoom in a little bit more, click and drag. And now what we want to do is we want to place that mountain scene in this new document. So we'll go to the File menu, drop down, click Place. And then I'm going to select where on my computer that mountain scene is going to be at. And it's down here in the custom conversions. And so we have the advanced mountain scene here. Click that, click on it, and then we'll hit place. And there's the mountain scene, or the photograph that we're going to use. Pull it into place, and if we click on it, if we use the selection tool here, click on it and then click on transform, it's going to tell us how wide it is. I actually want this quite a bit wider. I'm going to go, we'll lock that in place. That constrains the width and height proportions, so we're going to go 20 inches wide. Hit enter, use the hand tool, readjust it, and I'm going to move this down to the corner, that way you can see what the artwork is here. And what I'll do is I'll click on it again with the selection tool, go up here to the opacity, change that down to about 60. Actually, we can go 50% there. I'm going to go Object and lock that in place. You notice that it is selected in the back, so when you hit lock, it's going to lock it into place. Now if you click and drag on it, or try to click on it, that photograph is locked into place. That's what we want. So what we're going to do next is we're going to zoom in here. And we're just going to try to capture the main outline of this mountain. And let's see, we'll use the pen tool. You can use the pencil tool to do it, but I think that we'll use the pen tool here. So we'll just start moving around the mountain, trying to get as close as we can to the original outline. And if you look here, it's actually white colored. So there's a fill color in there. We'll go up here, take the fill color out. And there's actually no line color, so we want to add a line color in there, black, and we can leave it at the 0.0139. That way it kind of shows up a little bit better than if we were to do 0.001. Typically I do 0.001, but for this video right here, we'll leave it a little bit thicker, that way you can see where the artwork is actually getting placed. So I'm clicking and dragging into place, clicking, dragging into place, click, drag that handlebar along the path that you're going to be following. And we'll just keep repeating that process until we work our way around the mountain. You can place the nodes as close as you want or as far away as you want. With a mountain like this, I do a lot of straight lines, and then I'll also do some curves in there. If you just do straight line to straight line, it might not look quite as good as if you were to use a combination of straight lines and curvatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down into this area, and then I'm just going to kind of approximate where this mountain is. Come back up here, drop this back down. I'm just trying to follow this interior path of the mountain. And this is all just approximation, and we're just looking at the artwork and trying to find the easiest, most prominent paths that we can find in the original artwork or the original photograph. I don't think there's going to be any two mountains that are going to look the same with this process, so I'm just going to do the best that we can and put those pieces where we think they should be, or the nodes where we think they should be. So this is with the pen tool, we're doing this. just clicking and dragging into place. I'm going to run down along this ridge here too. Over time, you'll really get a good feel for what you want to do with your artwork, as far as what lines you want to capture in the photograph that you're trying to convert. Working our way around the artwork here. I'll scoot the artwork over a little bit, that way we can finish up the mountain, the main outline anyways of the mountain. After you do a few of these mountains, you'll kind of get a feel for how you can shape them. But you definitely want to study what else is out there as far as mountain structures, just to give you a good idea of what looks good to you. The last click is going to be on the very first node. That's going to link it all up. So now we've got the main silhouette of the mountain done. I'm going to click on it here with a selection tool, and it's going to highlight, let you know it's selected. I'm going to change the fill color to the black here. And so we have the basic outline of the mountain, and we can change the opacity down to about 20%. Allows us to see what's underneath. We're going to go object, and we're going to lock that into place. And so the next part of this is going to be drawing in some of those interior cutouts. So we'll use the pen tool again. And there's a big snow cap field right here. So we're going to highlight that. We want to click on that right there with the selection tool, and we're going to change to no fill color right now. That way we can just see exactly where we're placing the lines, or the future cut paths. And drop down through here, try to follow that existing line structure. Just like that, and then we'll go back up this way. We'll go around this little rock that's protruding out here. Click there, and I'm going to zoom in and take a look at how close these cut paths are running next to each other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use the direct select tool and click on that node and move it down, move it away from the top there. That way there's plenty of material back in here, and I can actually maybe move that a little bit more out. That way ensure the cut path from here to here isn't too close. And if you want to take a measurement, you can click on the little eyedropper tool, hold it in, use the measuring tool, click from here to here, and that's going to tell you it's 0.1469 inches. It's plenty big enough. There's not a lot of structure there. If you want to make it a little more stronger, you could really alter that path quite a bit more. We can move this down and in even more. And independently manipulate these nodes so that there's sufficient distance between your cut paths. So we just do that to ensure that there's a little more material in that area between here and here to prevent any piece from really breaking out. What I'm going to do is add a white fill color to that. And if you notice, there's also another field over here, an ice field or a snow field. We can use the pen tool to do that as well. Go over here and kind of outline that. I'm going to leave the fill color in there because I kind of know exactly where I'm going to place this cutout. Leave that there. And then, you know, with the pencil tool, you can actually just click and kind of scribble wherever you think that snow is going to be on this side. And then we can click on that, highlight it, and add some color there. And We could probably do some single line cut paths in here as well. So what I'll do is I'm going to click the pencil tool. I'm going to take the fill color out, and I'm going to use a white stroke color, and we'll change the stroke weight to 0.0625. Hit enter, and with this pencil tool, we select the pencil tool, and we can just kind of do some highlights here in the rock to kind of show some shelving naturally occurring in the artwork, or in these mountains, I should say. And once we're done with that, what we can do is we can zoom out a little bit. We'll zoom out here. Zoom out. I'm going to zoom back in, and I'm actually going to move over to this area because I noticed there's another little snowfield back in this area. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to use the pencil tool this time, and the pencil tool might be a little bit quicker at doing some of these organic interior cuts than what the pen tool would. So it's really a nice option to have. Now that it's selected and highlighted, we'll change the fill color to white, and we'll zoom out. And I'm pretty sure that mountain is pretty much done. I'm going to go Object, Unlock Everything, draw my cursor, box around everything again. I'm going to hold the Shift key in, and then click on that main photograph. That's going to deselect it out, and then I'm going to go Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste, and we're going to move this down into the forefront, and that's the file that we're actually going to send to as a DXF. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the fill color and I'm going to change the opacity back to 100%. I'm going to click on the interior fallout pieces, interior closed paths, all of them, 1, 2, 3. I'll click on the main silhouette, and then I'm going to go down to the Pathfinder tool, and I'm going to minus the front. When you minus the front, it actually brings whatever the resulting object is to the forefront, and since it has a black color, it's actually overlapping those single line cut paths that are in the back. So draw a bounding box around everything, hold in the Shift key and click on that main silhouette, and then what you have is you have your single line cut paths automatically selectable. Object, arrange, bring to the front. So now those individual cut paths are to the front. You can actually see them. From here we'll go Control C and then Control V. That's from the keyboard, that's copy and paste. So copy and paste another image. And what we can do is once that's selected, we can hold in the Shift key and click on that main silhouette again, and we have just those single line cut paths selected. We'll go to Stroke, round the caps, round the corners, Object, Path, we'll outline the stroke. And if we select it all again and do minus from the front, we've taken all those single line cut paths and we've expanded them. And so now when you click on it, click on the artwork, you can see that the artwork actually runs around those single line cut paths. So this mountain that we've just created here is going to be a mountain that you can cut with a laser or a water jet. The design to the left of it here, this is the design that you would use for plasma or a wood router cutting system. And to finish off the DXF file, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a bounding box around both of these objects, select it all, Object, Ungroup, Object, Ungroup as many times as you need until the Ungroup option is grayed out. And then we're going to go over here to the fill color, change that to nothing, and then the line weight is going to be the registration, or you can use the regular black. And then we'll go stroke weight 0.001, hit enter, and then File, drop down menu, Export. We'll go to DXF, and we'll go, I'm going to save it as Advanced Mountain. Hit save one more time, save it as the 2000 version, scale it 1:1, number of colors 8, JPEG. Biggest thing here is to maximize the editability and export the selected artwork only. Once we hit OK, that's going to generate a DXF file for a CNC cutting system.